up, guys? Welcome back to the SUPES channel. My name is Matt Ramos, and on this channel I am to entertain, inform, and inspire using the topic of discussion as always, which is superheroes. So guys, Wandavision has premiered. I've already posted my episode 1 breakdown video, and I had to separate these 2 episodes into like 2 separate video breakdowns. And the reason I had to do that is because there's so much to break down in each episode. But I already broke everything down in episode 1, so you could check that video out right now. And then now it's time to break down episode 2. There is so much more to break down in episode 2 than there was in episode 1. And there's actually going to be a ton of things in this video that I'm going to expand upon in further videos that you guys will see throughout the rest of this week, leading into episode 3. So with that being said, make sure to hit that bell notification on my channel to get notified when I post these videos. Now it's time to break down episode 2 of Wandavision. So coming off of the first episode of Wandavision, one of the things I noticed right off the start in the second episode is the cinematography. The way the episode is filmed and the filter that's used on the lens is definitely more modernized than the filming techniques and filters used on the previous episode. Anyways, the episode opens up with Wanda and Vision in bed only to be woken up by an explosion. As Vision goes to check on what happened, another explosion happens that scares Vision into bed. This stood out to me because the Vision we knew would never be scared the way he was in this episode, which once again supports the idea that this really isn't the Vision we know and love. He's certainly charismatic and funny, but he's not our Vision. Now, as for the explosions, I believe these explosions are coming from SWORD, which we saw at the end of the last episode attempting to enter this world. We hear a similar explosion later on in the episode where Wanda finds a SWORD helicopter outside, so we'll talk more about that soon. But for the remainder of this opening scene, Wanda and Vision hop into bed together and go back to sleep. Now we're given a new WandaVision intro, which seems to be different with every episode, and this is an animated intro that has a couple of really interesting things. In a blink and you'll miss it moment, when Vision descends from upstairs, you can see in between the floor the helmet of the Grim Reaper. At first, I almost lost it thinking this was Galactus' helmet, but then you guys pointed it out to me in the live watch party that it's actually Grim Reaper's. For those who don't know him, Grim Reaper's real name is Eric Williams, and his brother Simon eventually becomes Wonder Man and sacrifices himself to save the Avengers. Well, actually, in the comics, Ultron takes the brain patterns of Simon and copies them into an android called Vision. And what's crazy about all of this is that in an interview with Jack Schiffer, one of the head writers for WandaVision, you can actually see a concept art of Wonder Man in the background. So I'm sure you guys can see where this all connects. Now, I would love to talk more about Grim Reaper and Wonder Man, so that's why I'm going to do that more in a separate video. Now, as the animated intro continues, we see Monica Rambeau in animated form. For those who don't remember, she is the little girl we saw in Captain Marvel, who's also the daughter of Maria Rambeau. At the end of the intro, we see Vision arrives home, and we can see a piece of decoration that resembles Captain America with the wing ears. Now, as the episode really starts, we see Vision practicing magic for a show. When Wanda brings out a prop box, we can see the box is designed to look like Vision's Mind Stone gem. Vision then heads to work, and as Wanda is walking around the house, we hear another explosion similar to the ones at the beginning of the episode. That's when Wanda walks outside to find a small colored helicopter that has a SWORD logo on it. This makes it pretty clear that SWORD is trying to enter this world, and they're struggling to do so, but we still see that one of their helicopters made it through. Now, as Wanda is inspecting the helicopter, the music becomes really eerie and loud, and then Agnes comes out of nowhere and approaches Wanda. I don't think this is a coincidence, and I do feel that once again, Marvel is just alluding to Agnes playing a bigger role somewhere down the line. As Wanda and Agnes are walking down the street, Agnes stops Wanda in her tracks to give her advice on an individual called Dottie. She describes Dottie as the key to everything in this town, and as long as Wanda keeps her opinions to herself and serves Dottie, everything will be fine. That's when Wanda responds by saying that she could just be herself, and after a few seconds of silence and stares, Agnes responds with just a hysterical laughter. Now, I may be reading too much into this, and this might be a stretch, but what if whoever is the one pulling the strings behind the scenes is disguised as Dottie? Agnes describes her as the key to everything in the town, and I believe that to be very intentional. Agnes also encourages Wanda to keep her opinions to herself and just serve Dottie. And when Wanda counters that statement by saying that she could just be herself, Agnes stares at her for a few seconds, only to hysterically laugh at the idea. Now we're taken to the mom community meeting, and as one of the moms is presenting, Dottie embarrasses her off the stage and says something that really stuck with me. She says, "The devil's in the details, Bev." And that's when Agatha whispers into Wanda's ear, "That's not the only place he is." Guys, I don't know about you, but this is for sure a reference to the devil in the Marvel Universe, better known as Mephisto. And I believe, like, after all of these little clues that we've been getting, I believe that he's going to be the bigger overarching villain that'll come to light in future movies such as Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But once again, he's the one pulling the strings behind the scenes in Wandavision, and they're just teasing him as of right now. In the same scene, we also see Monica Rambeau introduce herself to Wanda as one of the members of the committee. That's when all the members collectively repeat after Dottie, saying the phrase, "for the children." Keep that in mind because we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Now, that's when Monica introduces herself to Wanda as Geraldine. This is super interesting because we clearly know that this is Monica Rambeau, but in this strange alternate reality, she's using the persona of Geraldine. Now, after the meeting is over, we then see Wanda and Dottie having a one-on-one conversation, only to be interrupted by someone contacting Wanda through the radio, asking Wanda, "Who is doing this to you?" The radio then explodes and a glass breaks in Dottie's hand, making her bleed red blood once again, which stands out in the world that is black and white. We're then shown an infomercial similar to the Stark Industries toaster in the first episode, but this infomercial is for a watch that sounds very familiar to many Marvel fans, and that of course is the Strucker. This watch is a reference to Baron von Strucker, who's the Hydra leader that experimented on Wanda and Quicksilver, giving them their powers using the Mind Stone. Now, the main part of the episode takes place, which is the talent show. Vision shows up acting drunk because he accidentally ate gum, and the talent show basically consists of Wanda covering up the powers both her and Vision have. At one point, Agnes volunteers her mysterious husband Ralph to get disappeared, and up to this point they continue to allude to this mysterious character that we still haven't seen. And everyone in the town was at this talent show, so the fact that Ralph wasn't there confirms to me that this character reveal is going to be bigger than we thought. Wanda and Vision end up winning the talent show, and once they're home, Vision and Wanda say the phrase, "for the children." And as Wanda gets up, Vision calls on her, only for it to be revealed that she's pregnant. This goes back to the mom committee meeting earlier on in the episode where they said that same phrase. It seems as if whoever is pulling the strings behind all of this is planting seeds in Wanda's head, only for them to become real-life manifestations. Now as Wanda and Vision are about to kiss, we hear a loud noise come from outside. Vision and Wanda go to investigate, only to find a sword agent entering into the world through the sewer system. That's where Wanda says the word "no," and we see her alter the reality back to the point in time where her and Vision were about to kiss. I found this to be a reference to the House of M comic, where at the end of that story, Wanda says the words "no more mutants" and completely alters the reality. So as Wanda altered the reality, we see her and Vision finally kiss. Then Vision is colored and everything in the world begins to turn to color. And as Wanda and Vision kiss once again, it fades to black and we hear a mysterious radio transmission that says the words, "Who is doing this to you, Wanda?" And guys, to be honest, I found this to be the most interesting thing we got from both episodes, because whoever's trying to contact Wanda didn't say, "Why are you doing this, Wanda?" They specifically said, "Who is doing this to you, Wanda?" And that confirms that someone else is controlling Wanda and pulling the strings behind the scenes. Is it Agnes? Is it Mephisto? Is it the mysterious Ralph character? Whoever it is, we're going to have to wait and see how things continue to unfold next Friday when another episode of WandaVision is released. So guys, with that being said, we just broke down episode 2 for WandaVision. I could not be more excited for season 3. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to be posting so many more videos regarding certain things in this video, such as Grim Reaper, Wonder Man, who's Ralph, who's the villain pulling the strings behind all of this. There's so much more to talk about with just these 2 episodes. And then we also have episode 3 coming out next Friday, which we're all going to be assembling once again to host another live watch party. Again, like I said, I'm going to be doing this for every single episode of WandaVision, coming together over here, hosting 3 a.m. streams, like when the episodes premiere on Disney Plus, whether it's midnight if you're on the West Coast or 3 a.m. if you're on the East Coast. And we're coming together as soon as these episodes drop to experience them for the first time together. Now with that being said, again, hit that bell notification, subscribe if you are already subscribed. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I love you guys 3000, and I'll see you guys next time.